well, you can choose or tell to your suppliers that, okay, we are now certified ISO, or we have an environmental management system, and we would like you also to have environmental management system in your place. Because it's important, we have to, you know, be sure that all production chain of our product is environmentally friendly. Okay, to be really short at the end, to finish my presentation, some case studies about what motivated people to implement the environmental management system. The first one, I found the first one on the ISO website. And so it's G. Ray and Nephew, you know better than I, certainly. And one of managers said that the environmental management system has highlighted the awareness of staff about the impact of waste on the environmental. They are now committed to its reduction, realizing that this can result in significant cost savings for the organization. So they found some measurable benefit from implementing the environmental management system. The second example, still from Jamaica. Okay, it's a good example, but you know, it shows you that, okay, it's a detailed and meticulous exercise, but it's worth, you know. So they prepare the work instructions, and that helped them to identify the different kinds of waste they produce and they dispose on daily basis, and their environmental impact. And the third example is from Italy. And this is the example of the facility that implemented the EMAS registration, and they got EMAS registration. And because of the EMAS registration, local authorities have diminished the number of environmental controls that they used to do in the past. So, you know, the relationship with authorities is better, less stressful for both sides. And so that's it. That's it. I will be back in the morning to say more about the environmental management system itself. What are the main steps to implement the environmental management system? And in the afternoon, to show you some very, well, actually ready-to-use templates, which are part of the toolkit that can be used in your facility today or tomorrow. All right, so I think now it's, there is time for a short coffee break. Huh? So thank you very much, and see you later.
Could I have a show of hands for those who are among us that's involved in the utilities? Show of hands? Okay, we have hands here. Utilities, yes, somebody at the back. Okay. What about hotel and property management? Hotels, property management primarily, right? Or hotels? Property management, okay. And transportation? Oh, transportation here, a lone representative. Renewable energy and energy efficiency. Right? These are the guys who are going to make the money, you know, from all of these. My competitors, I know you know, you can't hide me. All right. Petroleum. Petroleum? Oh, petroleum, okay. And IT and the media. The media in particular. Media represented there, okay, all right. Legal, fraternity, legal businesses. Any representative here? I need to know you, you know, because I don't want to say the wrong things, you know. Okay. And entertainment and sporting? Okay. What about financial and insurance businesses? Okay, so two, right, well represented. Okay, so you know who to go for the money, right? Who to go for the money. Construction, engineering, and architecture. Yes, oh, good, a good turnout here. Competitors again, you know. Of a farm. Manufacturing and industry. right, good. Manufacturing. Food processing and beverage, of course. Food processing, yes. Well, quite cross-section. Training and education. Right, good. Yes, yes. We have you and Hart well represented. I thank you very much, and I now recognize that the grouping is very diverse, and I hope you, who I have not covered, have still learned a lot. And we'll continue, we'll focus on presenting our, doing our presentation in light of the diversity of the group too. And there's a component, I wouldn't call it a component then, a section of the presentation that I had planned on dealing with the audit and the structure of the audit, energy audit. What I'll do is to deviate from that and deal with matters as it relates to energy services companies and so forth, because there are quite a number of technical persons here, architects, etc., that, you know, the persons who are not technical or are non-technical would be able to get a perspective of how they can work together, right? And then, of course, finally, we'll talk to the bankers in terms of how they can fund the getting together process and activities. Okay, so we're going to have a fine time here today, okay? So I'd like now to introduce Mr. Stanley Smelly, who is from the University of the West Indies. He is what I had described as a rising star in the energy and environmental scenario, and he will do a presentation based on his activities at the university. Okay? What I'd like you to do, no, sorry, I made a mistake. What I like, I'll ask you first to ask questions of myself and Martha, and then Stanley will take over, right? So Stanley will be presenting his experience and background as it relates to his activities at the university. Okay? So any questions? Yes.
In your presentation,
yes,
you made expression of an example where you went to a company and they were using an electrical oven instead, yes, of the LPG oven.
Yes.
My question maybe to you is, what's the first thing that came to your mind why they might have been doing that? And maybe there are other persons here who maybe could give us an inclination of what their thinking is, why they might have chosen the electrical heater instead of the LPG heater. What's your view? What do you think was the initial?
Based on discussion, it sounds like it's purely a matter of convenience. You know, and the fact that they won't have to go light the oven and make the adjustments for the temperatures and so forth, whereas the electrical oven has automatic temperature controls and, you know, some more whoops and whistles on it, you know. But they were certainly not aware of the cost difference. You know, so they're excited about that particular information. And, you know, the other thing too is that I plan to return. They even asked me what I suggest in terms of the modification, and that is what we are not doing enough of in Jamaica. We are not doing enough retrofit activities, which can be done. Take, for instance, quickly, you can convert an electric oven to say, an infrared burner utilizing LPG. The infrared burner is clean, very efficient, and of course it costs 5 times less. Okay? Yeah. Any other question?
Yes, thanks. During your presentation, you mentioned the benefits of the multi-compressor high, yes, efficiency chiller, yeah, being more efficient than the mini split. Does that situation hold true when you have a high variation in the occupancy level, like the offices, persons going on vacation, or in a hotel, yes, environment with the seasonality? Does it still hold true?
Yes, certainly.
And how is that achieved?
Okay, take for instance, I showed you a slide that has